what word do you have for them? Like maybe to a girl child as well?
Okay. On this one, I can say they still need to keep on trusting in God, because in life, He has everything for everyone. Whatever He meant for somebody to be, it is still in His hands, and it is for Him to fulfill whatever everyone's life is supposed to be like. Say, for those who are struggling with something, maybe they are seeing as if God is delaying in one way or the other, there's an answer at the end of the tunnel. They just have to focus ahead. They just have to keep on going. They just have to trust God, because there's a day when the prison doors are going to open for them, just as it was with Joseph. They are not going to remain in the prison forever. There's always an answer at the end of the tunnel.
So what is it that what should one be involved into as he or she is waiting? You've talked about your business side, part of your school. Maybe we would also include your family life. What should do? What is it that is involved in God's timing or in waiting?
Okay, on that one, when we say you have to wait on God according to His timing, we are not really meant to be seated elsewhere or just be doing nothing. We are expected to do something as we wait. Of course, the first thing is to put everything in prayers, to allow God to guide you in His divine process. But as you pray, you are also expected to do something. If you can say somebody who's trying to look for a job, you have to make sure that you go out and search for the job, because the Bible says, ask and it shall be given, knock and it shall open, and then search, you shall find. And then if you are just seated, it means you are going to miss out something, because we are meant to do something. The actions and the prayers should work together for us to find our promise through the divine process.
So how about these Christians or people who say God's grace is enough? Okay, so maybe you are looking for an opportunity to do business, and then you are seated at home, or you just go out and chat with your friends saying God's grace is enough. All work was done, was finished on the cross, and He said it is finished. What should these people put in mind or have in mind?
Okay, so I'll answer it in two parts, because there are also 2 parts or 3 as the Spirit leads. But then when you talk of those who want to do business and they are just seated, it won't work for them, because as far as the grace of God is sufficient, it doesn't mean that we just need to be there and just wait for everything to come from above and find us where we are. We also have to work, we also have to search, we also have to do something that will help us reach where we want to go. When you look at the learners, some of those who are doing school, you can't say because this grace is sufficient and you are not reading, you are not studying, you are not putting more effort in your studies. There's no way you can pass the exams because the grace is sufficient. As far as it is sufficient, there is a work that is expected of. Yes.
So what you mean is that in the waiting moment, we have to do what is expected to. For example, school, we have to study.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Maybe as we are winding up everything, do you have your something to say that maybe we skipped as we were going into the details of trusting the divine process?
Okay. Maybe the last words I can say is that the moment things seem to be hard in life, keep trusting on God. Trust the divine process. Whether things are adding up or not, God remains faithful, and keep on trusting in the divine process. When things get hard, you cannot see the future, things are hard in your life, people have abandoned you, things are not working, you can't see any sunshine, just keep on trusting in the divine process. And one day, God is going to prove it to you that He is God of all. Thank you.
Within divine trusting the divine process, you have mentioned these three things: that one has to be faithful, remain focused, and integrity as well. Do these three connect with the divine, trusting God in the divine process?
Yes, they do.
Please, would you please shed more light on these three things? Let's start with the remaining focused.
Okay, so remaining focused will help you to realize your goal, the vision that has been there, and even the promises that God had for you if you keep looking ahead of you.
Yes.
Just have to remain focused, because if you swerve around, this may take you away from what is meant for you. But if you remain focused, you keep going. Yes.
And being faithful.
Faithfulness is always required of us because God is faithful.
Yes.
When you look at the life of Joseph, he remained faithful even when he went in the foreign land. He knew that Potiphar's wife was not his wife. So he denied something that would would destroy his spiritual life. So he made sure to remain faithful before God. Even when there were two of them, he would have done the evil thing, but he decided to remain faithful because he knew the faithfulness is required in the process.
And finally, the word integrity. Practically on the ground, is that important? How should we put it into practice?
Integrity is also required within the process. It can go together with faithfulness, because one must keep his life, her life upright. And whatever is to do with a Christian, we still need to keep ourselves right before God and before men. So this is also a requirement in the process that God has already ordained for each and every one of us. We need to remain with that integrity for us to realize what God meant for us.
And finally, how can we differentiate between trusting God in the divine process, or just you do as you want, as you wish, your own way? How should we differentiate the two?
Yes, on that one we also have to be so careful, because the Bible guides us that God will always give us the direction. In the book of Isaiah, the Bible says you hear a voice from behind you to say, this is the way, walk in it.
Yes.
It means there are some ways that you're not supposed to go for, because God has already ordained a way which we are supposed to follow. So if we follow a wrong way, it means we have gone a wrong direction, and that wrong direction will not help us reach our goal, will not help us reach our destination. Otherwise it will lead us elsewhere.
Yes.
But if we follow the direction of God, it will lead us to the divine purpose that God already ordained for us.
Okay, thank you. I hope you've been blessed with today's teaching from Mrs. Doreen Chilonga about trusting in the divine process. I remain Banda. Until next time, stay blessed.